it.
It's green.
No, apparently we're back.
Are we? Are we?
Are we? Are we okay?
Hello?
We
We're
live?
back on mine, so I
Hello, chat.
think.
Hello. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da.
I think we're good.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Cool.
Okay,
On
yeah.
mine says we're good.
Okay, yeah, I have the picture back again. Okay, cool. So yeah, she looks at you and goes, "So why shouldn't I just shoot you? Humor
Well,
me."
you haven't, so clearly you have a reason why.
It's a solid negotiator. It's like, I know why you shouldn't. Why shouldn't you?
Well, it's like I've made an offer. She's made it very clear that she can kill me. She hasn't killed me. She knows which way the battle's going.
I
So I'm
guess.
like, shouldn't kill him because he's a bird. It's not very nice, and we'd have to kill you once we break in there in a second.
It's
I
very
don't want to have
direct.
to kill you, Melody, because you seem kind of nice, but you do have a gun to my bird's head.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna have to shoot you if you do hurt him, which won't be very nice for you because you know that I will shoot you and probably take your head off too with my chainsaw, which I'd rather not do, but I will
It's a
do
very
it.
pretty head.
It's a
Yeah.
very nice face you've got. I don't
no
want to
choice,
take
it's
it.
A grog voice. A grog voice comes over. It's like, oh, I saw a picture of her. She has a very pretty head. Don't cut her head off, Grog Dad.
Shut up, Grog, son. This is Commander Grog in charge here, Sweet Evening.
Grog, get off the goddamn comms! All right,
Shut up, Uncle. You're
Grog,
not in charge here.
give me an intimidate check. Get over 7 to give Notos a kind of persuade because I'm gonna.
Alright.
The final roll comes down to Notos as you are staring a pistol in the face. I feel you are the person.
Where is Intimidate?
And skill. Oh, it's just persuade.
Persuade? Okay.
Just persuade. I'll let you
Attribute.
make it. I'll let you make it on strength because
Okay.
like she has literally watched the security footage of you decapitating.
7!
men. 7. All right, Notos
Yes,
Uh,
boys.
with charisma. You get +1 for assisted.
And I have one in persuade.
Nice.
Just grog things.
I don't get an attribute bonus, I assume. What's it roll
Unless you have a charisma modifier, I don't believe so. Unless you can justify to me why it should be on another attribute.
Oh, it should be on wisdom because I made such a knowing case.
Fuck off. Roll charisma.
Oh God, where's it gone?
Peter Beck
Attribute.
need fluids. That is definitely phrasing.
Assisted 1, 8.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
Is that enough?
7 and 8. The Wombo combo, boys.
She like. I think she just kind of goes. "Hmm, Well. I think she like flips the gun around and goes. I look forward to working with you. Notos, wasn't it?
Yes.
What's your? Do you have a surname?
No.
Like, but does your like, on your world, do you have a surname, or like, is it just that you haven't thought of one?
I'm
Or
gonna
do you have,
go
like,
with
a
the-
clan
there
name?
just aren't surnames.
Is there? So there's no like clan identification, anything like that.
Like maybe
I
like
guess-
his like feathers mark him out on his home world.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's
The
like
different like types.
maybe it's like some kind of like culture, like a kind of the equivalent of suffixes
Yeah, I guess the colour
in Japanese.
would be a kind of
Yeah,
cultural
she like
thing.
she
But
yeah.
now
So
I'm white, so I'm pretty distinctive.
yeah, she. I think she like pulls out some kind of
Notos
like
the White. That's what they call me.
yeah. She pulls out like some kind of like cultural like suffix of respect or something from Avok. It's like this bitch knows Avok. And she kind of hands the gun to you.
And
Yeah.
Notos brothers.
I think. Do you say anything? Do anything at this point? And I think she just
Take
goes,
the gun is my advice.
"Yeah, buddy."
I just kind of reply. You click. Avok, I've not heard that tongue spoken by many humans. I look forward to working with you.
Okay. You take the gun. She like taps
Yeah,
the
she's some bird.
earpiece and goes, "Hey," and goes, "The psychic with the verse can pop the door now."
Do it.
Although do send him to see me after this is all said and done. I feel his fashion sense could use some adjustments.
Been trying to tell him for weeks.
On TV 5 years ago doesn't make you a style icon, Mystic Mike.
So it's a blow the door open.
Yeah, so I think Mystic Mike like just puts his hands there and just manages to blast the final fragments open, and Grog, you emerge through. Eric comes on the comms and goes, some of them broke through on beta deck. You've got company coming up there. Grog and Notos, deal with the bridge. You deal with Pulse, all this goes away. The rest of you, hole up in that room, take cover. Melody, welcome to the team. I'm glad to have you. Get a gun. Let's get busy.
Yeah, I guess I had Melody's gun back and being like, oh, you might need this now that you've thrown your lot in with us.
She smiles and goes, do say hello to Pulse from me. And tender my resignation. I think normally it's 2 weeks' notice, but I'm sure he'll see, under the circumstances, why I had to be a little faster.
Yes, I think it's 2 weeks, yes. Due to the current Intergalactic Space Federal regulations. So yes, Notos, let's go. Let's take
Always-
Eric's hand off or whatever we're meant to be doing.
And let's head to the bridge then.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Galleon. Yeah, I think you see like the rest
I've
of the
done
wild
my-
cards like start flipping
Took my
tables and things like that,
Yep.
and preparing. And you stride up to the door.
Yep. Mr. Pose! Knock, knock, knock.
Think like a little so how so I think the door like opens and you see Pulse standing in the middle of the room, like the middle of the room, leaning over like the hollow table, and like there is like a whiskey like tumbler, and there's like just the orange rind just sitting in the like one like drop of condensation rolling down the side, and he just kind of goes, well, I suppose it'd be pointless keeping the doors closed. I'd hate for you to put more dents in my ship.
As we stroll in, I use complex manipulation to steal his drink.
So we just see it slide across and it's like, cheers.
Was he
goes,
drinking from an Encounter Roleplay shot glass? I think he was.
I think it
It
might have
was
been a slightly
definite
more...
branding.
It's just, yeah, absolutely.
He's on message.
On message. Probably it's an Encounter Roleplay tumbler. And it's like crystal. It's like cut like crystal glass
Nice.
kind of thing with like the logo like
Uh-huh.
done like
I
cut
like that.
into it. It's pretty swish.
Why is he asking about loyalty missions?
Hey, what now?
I'm assuming that's a no.
I was trying as a Mass Effect reference.
Oh, if it's Irving, it's a Mass Effect reference.
There, Gareth, please,
that
these
even
aren't
makes
merged
sense.
yet, but
Yeah,
I understand
It's
that
not much,
reference.
I understand that reference. We're in the
Um,
Avengers now.
yeah, this is just what Sydney gave me for Valentine's Day. But we will have these in the future, I think, because these are super cool.
Yeah. All right. He kind of like. So I think Eric comes over the comm system and goes, just cut his hand off, then his head off, and take the key and get this shit under my control. And Pulse, I think, goes, I believe Eric's telling you to kill me. Well, and he like lifts his hand off the table and like the systems power down. It's like you know the scene in Kingsman where like he has to keep his hand on the switch at all times. Ooh. Trombonist has joined the adventure. Welcome to
Hey.
the space anime.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
You
aboard.
are a bird and a half-wit. I can say that here.
Savage. Savage. Yeah, cool.
Also
This-
a gentleman
I got
of scholar.
And a gentleman of scholar. I'll just hold
Obviously.
this for people who want to see it some more. Carry on, Fimbo.
Okay. Yeah, Pulse goes, I'm sure your employer's telling you to kill me. But, and as he lifts his hand off, like, the system's power down, he goes, we really don't have to end this in violence. I mean, I'm a much more connected man, a much wealthier man than Eric. You could work for me.
I say.
Full pardons for you and your friends outside, even Mrs. Jones. I have to find a slight
Mrs.
demotion.
Jones, Mrs. Jones. Oh, yes, sorry.
I love this like terrifying, intimidating, like chrome black power armored, like 7-foot giant just starts like swaying and singing, like waving this big ass chainsaw blade as like a conductor rod. It's like, is your friend quite all right?
No. But he is incredibly useful in a fight.
I've been watching his effectiveness, I must say. Like I think he walks over and like leans against one of the like the desks, and I think as you look over his shoulder, you see some of his aides like quivering, like staring at the like terrifying juggernaut, and the bird who's just proceeded to like punch his way through steel.
Yeah, I'm like, we don't want no pardons, Mr. Pulse, but well, we would quite like to arrest you and take your hand identifications for this war thing, because my Uncle Eric says that we got to do that. So I don't want to have to fight you, because you
Uncle
seem like
Eric?
an alright. Yeah,
I
He's
have
my uncle.
seen nothing in your files that would say he's your uncle.
well, you clearly haven't been reading them files very cleverly, lad, have you? Because it's definitely in the files last time I
mean,
checked them.
He leans forward and puts a hand on the table again and goes, I mean, I have seen this. And he flicks something up, and we get like the Guns of Zevran logo, the kind of like the 4-leaf plant with like the spiky fronds on it. And he goes, shipping manifest. I put some nice little coverings on it, but and like, I think so. Maybe it starts as like a different document, and then like the one of those ridiculous hacking interfaces happens. And it's
yeah.
like this took more time than
Loads
the
up to
actual.
100%.
Yeah, it's like like you get like a document for like some innocuous sounding company called Multistellar Shipping, and then like the acronym starts happening and like letters start flicking around. The logo like transforms. Like all this interface took longer to design than the actual like hack took to do. And like ends up as the Guns of Zevran, the Rifles of Zevran, like logo and thing, and it's like Mr. Galleon, I hesitate to tell you, but it seems your company property, and like I think the shipping manifest for the Grog Troopers comes up, and it's like I think it says like a Galleon project, like Galleon project subjects, and like a kind of personal note. So I hope you understand these things need to be kept in very specific temperature controls. We've attached a great deal that we've dealt with most things. Just keep them in your most secure location. Please don't do anything to break them, and you'll be reimbursed kindly for your time. Signed, Dr. Cantos. You should, because it's also the same name of the guy who kidnapped Repsol Theta. And it's like and yeah, I think you get so there's like attaches a brief summary of the project if you're interested in purchasing at a later date.
I don't remember any of this if it's all true. Stop trying to confuse me. It won't happen. I'm far too clever for that.
He like contracts his hand and turns it round, and like it flips this brochure for like Project Galleon, and you see like rows upon rows of Grogs like standing there in like full on power armor, and it's like and it's like genetically like perfectly genetically engineered soldiers, false memories implanted to like conform to whichever person they wish to we need them to serve, and it's like it's basically we'll sell you the perfect clone trooper.
Yeah. I'm
It's
like, stop, enough with all this nonsense. Clearly, none of it's true.
Well, I don't quite know. I mean, they say that you're just generated from unique strings of DNA, but, well, the advertisement says that all of them are essentially brain dead. The doctors admit that he was having a few issues with the process, coming out with certain personality defects, but...
Well, this can't be true because I have two parents back at home, or I did before, and I have a brother as well, and I went to university there before they they died years later, but I have parents and I know where I come from, and it's not from no drug project. It's silly.
Notos at this point interrupts and is like, well, I think we've had enough of this. If you have any more compelling reason why we shouldn't deal with this now, please say. But we already have an issue with this doctor that you've spoken of, so a second one is not going to cause us any more trouble.
I think he just sneers and like contracts his hand and like punches down into it, and the lights turn red. It's like commencing system dump, And it's like,
Well, I had one of those earlier. It was nasty.
he just goes,
I'll give it 10
well,
minutes.
fine, but you won't benefit from anything I know. And Eric comes over the comms, like going, what the shit? Every single computer file is being dumped from the system at the same time. Stop him now!
Okay, no, Toss.
Okay.
We both run over. I guess we run over and try and kill him.
Yep.
Cool.
Draw my chainsaw.
He has
go at
AC
him.
2.
Oh, good. I like this.
So let's roll some initiative because there's only like 3 people in this fight.
Yeah. Alright, I rolled 7. Yes. And thank you so
rolled
much,
a 2.
Bloodbender 64.
I rolled
for calling. Welcome
9.
to the adventure, Bloodbender. You're a gentleman, a scholar. Welcome aboard.
Also a
Bend
proud
our blood.
waterbender.
Indeed. Bloodbender, actually.
Oh, they're
He's
all
the
Waterbender.
last
Blood.
Bloodbender.
When the moon is at a certain point, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, unless you're in Korra,
Gotcha.
in which case you can do it all the time.
All of the time, damn it.
9 for Notos, 7 for Grog.
If
Cool.
you guys haven't followed yet, hit that follow button, join Bloodbender, join the adventure.
Alright,
AC 2.
yep.
Project Galleon, status questionable.
They're having certain issues with normalizing the personality defects.
Oh, only a
Yeah, so
30.
you run forward like I assume this with the talons,
Yeah.
and like they scrape and like bounce off of this bubble shield that like flickers across his face. He like moves backwards from the table and like pulls a pretty large caliber looking handgun. It's like matte black. There's no like barrel or clip that you can particularly see. It just seems to have like a kind of glowing like a couple glowing lights along the barrel of the gun. Grog.
I'm gonna cut this man.
Cool. Are you going to go for the hand? Are we going for the George Lucas?
Yeah, it's going for
Wait.
Lucas.
Finbar, does he have a field emitter panoply or a deflector array?
I believe deflector array. Because he's wearing no obvious like stuff. It's an AC2 one. I know it says no
protection against primitive weaponry and we're
no
both using
special
waterblades.
23.
protection. For 5
Damn.
damage.
So
Yeah.
that's no AC.
No, it is because it's no special protection. The same way that like a bulletproof vest is no special protection against bullets, but it's still actual protection.
He takes 5 as I bring the chainsaw down onto his hand.
Yeah. So you George Lucas him.
Yeah.
Um.
Comes off.
I'll give him a physical effect save to see if he
He loses it. He's got to focus really hard. No, don't fall off hand.
How is that a physical effect?
Because I mean, it's like it's still got to be a pretty good like swing to take it off. Like
It's a chainsaw. It's like a mono.
yeah, but I mean the thing is like he's got this fancy shield that can like bounce shit off of it.
All right. If I'm not gonna argue.
If we were in D&D and I said I cut the man's hand off, would you make me roll a really difficult roll? Yes, you would. So fuck off.
I'm just gonna argue as much as
I
can.
have
Try and
gone
kill this guy. It's a boss fight, and he's been rolling really well all day.
I have gone toe to toe with the best rules lawyers we have to offer at the Encounter Roleplay Extended Family.
We don't have any.
Oh,
It's
we have
just-
Johnny. We have Johnny.
Oh yeah, it's a good family, I guess. But
I've dealt with that shit. You're gonna struggle. But however, these rolls for experts are real terrible. So yeah, you George
see, my
Lucas
kind
it.
of intimidation is like, well, there won't be. I can just threaten there never being a wild card season 2.
Yeah,
That's my kind of meta.
He uses meta threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see like the sheet, like he throws up his arm. We see like the shield like concentrating around this arm, but the blade captures it in such a way. We get the slow blade penetrates the shield line from Dune, flashes through my head at least. And we just kind of like we see Grog's like battle trance like lulls and then like waits for like the bounce on the shield and slashes through. This guy's other hand falls to the ground. He's like screaming.
Shuri, I told you about this. I did tell you, if you do this, I will have to take your head off, and I did.
He like falls back screaming and like fires at Grog.
Rude.
So he has your slash R space 1d20 plus 5. 5? 5.
Sounds right.
4. 5? 6. 6 in fact. 6 in all? 6 in all.
Maths.
Yes. No, but it just so there's like this like the barrel like lights up and you see like a kind of a this like warp of space around
Space
the like
warp.
shoulder plate. But then like you hear like a kind of the armor alerts go off of like warning, abnormal energy fields detected, and you like this creaking of the armor, but then it dissipates, and he like falls backwards some more. Notos, do you want to just grab his?
Just his hand, or is it the hand and the code?
You'll Eric comes back and is like, both are needed.
Okay. So I guess we have to kill him to get it, right? At this
No,
point?
it's like you can see it like I think it as he's like falling backwards, the key is flapping around in his chest.
Can I use complex manipulation to move the hand and grab the tag?
Sure.
Sure.
So yeah, you just go, and the two things like fly off the ground. You slam his hand back in onto the table, and I think Eric like yells in your ears like, "Okay, give me 2 seconds." Like a little port appears. You push the key into it. The process like starts to I think some notifications, but it's like awaiting new user setup. And he goes, like yells for you to integrate the comm piece again, and Eric starts like, I think the sounds of furious typing echo through the comm network of everyone on Wildcards.
It's trying to hack.
Yeah, like in the other room we hear the sounds of gunfire start up, and that's Notice's turn. Grog, do you just keep chasing
Don't
down
kill
Pulse?
him. We should capture him.
Do you say that to me?
Notice you
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah.
Would you tell me that?
Yeah. So
Notos has just shouted.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. Like,
he is still
Grog
shooting
probably
at
isn't
you.
perfect. Yeah.
So you will need
Just
to
cut
knock
his
him
other hand
out.
off.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking.
Cool.
So I go for the hand.
Give me that roll, son.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to, but you made me. That's a 12 miss.
Yeah, so you go and swing, and he pulls away, and he will go to shoot you in the face. And just like the energy feel like it's like warning, and you just kind of tilt your head. I mean, it's like you like you go for the slash. He like points the gun at your face. You just nut him, and he like staggers backwards. Notos, so I think you hear Eric like actually audibly yelling, even though there's no comm piece in your ear. It's just like, "I've got this. Help, Grog.
Okay.
Save my nephew."
He's like Atlas' last moment. He's accepting me as his
No.
nephew.
Notos joins in the hand cutting attempt.
It's true.
He's got
280,
AC2.
right?
Yep.
I knew all along.
Damn, son.
Yeah, boy.
Physical effect.
Yep.
Talon monoblades. Shit.
So yeah, you like front like jump like they've gone down a step on the bridge. You front flip over and just like rake across his like outstretching gun arm, and it just like severs and falls to the ground, and he's like collapses screaming. And yeah, wild cards like he falls.
I hit him like a Lazarus patch so he doesn't die. Like
Yeah. You thump him in the face, he collapses backwards, and you
Yeah.
attach the Lazarus patch to his chest.
Yep. Sorry,
And-
Mr. Post.
Yeah, and then all the lights turn red, and it's like going, rebooting Queen of Hearts Central Systems. And then Eric's voice.
Sexual systems.
It's the Queen.
The Queen of Hearts sexual systems need to be.
Welcome to the Queen of Hearts, where we
Philip,
use
restart my
sexual
systems.
sexual.
Why, yes, my
systems.
dear, I'll just do a little reboot.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Eric's voice comes over the tannoy system, like the entire ship, going, "Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Queen of Hearts, now hereby owned by the wonderful people at Wildcards. You're going to want to put down your weapons before I close the blast doors in every compartment of the ship you're in and flush it of oxygen. Thank you and have a nice day."
Very curious, dick.
And over like the private comms, you just hear the sounds like, "We fucking won!"
we ran. Oh, great! Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which isn't clogged.
yeah, so I think like we'll just we've got 10 minutes left, so we'll montage scene the rest of this. So we cut between like you guys can help me with the big party scenes. So what's the immediate thing that happens? Like, do we see you two emerging from the bridge, like holding a kind of like
Holding hands.
very like a slightly stubby looking pulse?
Yeah, we each have a
And
stub.
the aides, we kind of
Hmm.
carole them with us because they want
Yeah.
their useful stuff as well.
There's the like into the main room where the rest of them are like, you see like Ryla like just over by the bar fishing and pulls up like a bottle of whiskey and like, oh!
Yeah, I start drinking. I go find to see if Carmela is alive because Grog is intent that his story
Yeah.
arc
Oh yeah, that's
needs
the
there's a love angle.
yeah. So I think the next bit we see is because we're gonna get some shots around the around like the sector Epsilon. So
Yeah.
it's like we get the montage scenes of like you're all like partying, like drinks are being poured, and like I think the next bit is we see Henry Collins, our friend from the Evil East Corporation, and like we see him shaking hands with a guy in a very fancy suit, as like he and like then he leans over and signs like a contract. And you see at the top of it, it's got like a logo that looks like a sunburst and the words Bar Say in black through it. And he smiles and passes the papers over the table, and we zoom out of this skyscraper building and see like below it in this massive courtyard like rows and rows of mech suits. And yeah, it's like on this different. It's a planet that's not what the Evil East Combine's traditional planet. We cut back and we see in the bar as you're all like pouring drinks, and Melody's like chatting to someone, and then like some of the Spanish like raiders walk in. One of them's pushing Eric. Carmela strolls in after him, and they're like chatting, and they see you guys, and they're like there's lots of cheering. Like people are handing champagne. There's a big cheers. We cut away again, and we see so it's this strange like kind of mountain, and we just see like a kind of a flash of like colorful wings like move past the camera. It zooms out, and we see this like it's being circled by a bunch of large bird people, and we pan down into the mountain, and we get to this room. This bunch of like dark plumage birds are like gathered around a table, and it's like holograms are popping up, and we see the Texas Ranger and the Serpentine schematic spinning around in there, and someone hands this he's like taller, he's got like pure black feathers and this line of like a scar of like red running through it, and it's handed a data pad, and on it there's two pictures, the first of which is I think it's like a picture of Repsorp, and it says underneath it, I can't remember what the fake name that Repsorp gave, but it's like it's got a picture of Repsorp and his actual like wanted poster.
Yeah.
And then it's got the second thing is a picture of Notos with like, and it's like a candidate for the such associate whatever your Assassin League was called, and like see files here, and then finally just like the final picture is just a picture of Eric and like kind of the Wild Cards logo.
Nice.
And we see him like put the thing down, and the picture changes, and we see a picture of the Queen of Hearts appear, and then we fade out in that scene. So tell me, Notos, over the course of the big celebrations, what are you doing? What do we see you as you've like won the day? You're now like one of the top men in charge of a pretty actually powerful mercenary organization if this place gets back online.
I guess Notos kind of remains somewhat distant because doesn't engage in the drinking so much since he's not human. Birds can't handle it as much, and he's very aware of this fact. Kind of just chats to Eric about what things will be going forward. Mentioned that we're the people in control of the frigate interested in discussing promotions.
Yeah.
Want to get more involved in the company.
Yeah.
And then
I think you actually you try to talk business with Eric, and he like swipes at you, kind of like drunk, and just like pushes a glass of champagne into your hands. and it's like, today we celebrate. Tomorrow we start worrying about ruining the sector.
So I guess Notos just has a few kind of drinks, is polite, and then goes to bed out of fear of getting blackout drunk and then freezing everyone.
Yeah. So the next
Kind
scene
of
we
melancholy celebration.
So the next scene we see is it's actually, so it's on Thrasymedes, and we see Thrasymedes, Sons of the Spike facility, and we see Mahinder Rao, who was the guy you met, the representative of the terrorist organization Sons of the Spike you met on that planet. He's like running through like some side alleys and stuff. We see him turn and like looks over his shoulder, and like, trips and falls. And then I think of the camera, like he looks over and the camera refocuses. We see this like black boot land, and he like scurries backwards and starts babbling in a language we don't understand. And he like goes to pull a gun, and his hand is like impaled against the wall by like a sword blade. And we see this kind of metal arm with like articulated fingers and everything. It's the size of a human arm, so it's cybernetic, and just like a flat synthetic voice says, again, I think the subtitles pop up with praise to the Emperor, and the camera pans to a wall as we see like a blood splash. And then we pan back to the Queen of Hearts. So tell me, Grog, how are you partying down?
So like I get pretty drunk and then I go find Carmela. She's alive.
Yep, Carmela's alive.
I'm like, hello, I'm glad to see you're alive.
She smiles and goes, I saw some of the recordings of your exploits, Mr. Galleon. Quite
Hey,
impressive.
Been watching me, have you?
Well, not every day you meet a warrior of your stature.
Oh, drink to that.
I think she smiles, clinks your glass, and then really leaps on you.
Hey.
And yeah, that's what I say. This is like the part you like collapse into a cabin off the side of the bridge nightclub. She's forward.
Grog still has that little toaster ready. I think he does. Yeah. So yeah, Grog spends the night there, and then
It's not the night. It's like an hour, and then it's back to partying.
yeah, right. So he spends some time there. They come back out, and there's like a beeping on his compad, which is like part toaster, part compad. And he's like, "Well, which is beeps?" And it's like a recorded message from his old friend Sal, the robot, and it's like, Grog, you must return to Hangar 42. The captain is waiting for you there. And Grog says, what's that? What are you talking about? I thought you'd gone missing. All right then. And then like Grog works his way. He starts walking towards Hangar 42. Punches open the big kind of garage doors which fly up. It's very dark, and he turns on the lights, and then like the lights flicker, and then he sees his old ship Solace, the merchant ship lying there. He's like, I wonder where you guys got to. And then like the doors open, and Grog enters season 2 of Solace.
Yeah, so we see the ramp come down. There's a big bright white light, and he steps up into it, and there's the flash. And then in the flash, as the flash goes away, we just see. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this on a weird little cliffhanger for Grog at least.
Yeah.
Of just like we see Dr. Tyndall leaning over like a desk, and he's looking at like a bunch of reports, and we see Project Theta again and like a bunch of readouts, and he's going miraculous. Like I think his like assistant is there again. He's like miraculous. The Subject Theta's cells seem to respond exceptionally well to Project Galleon. Whatever energies he's been exposed to, or whatever's going on in there, it seems that it successfully stabilizes whatever was going wrong with the project. But it appears to be a reaction of metadimensional energy, and I think they're like, he goes.
What that means?
Yeah, no, he looks over and goes, and our dear friend isn't a psychic, and I think the picture changes, and it's well, I guess we have a new target then, and then on the screen we just see a picture of of
face.
Notos and Grog. I think we get like Grog's face next to it as well,
Yeah.
and it just like underneath it has like it's like physically strong, like physical strength exceeding normal bounds, a bunch of like compliments, and then like on the like issues still remain to be fixed, and like massive mental deficiencies, psychosis, hallucinations, and I'm just gonna leave it
And
kind
on
of
the
wild as to whether.
Toasters.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it kind of like unknown as to whether Grog is actually in 2 campaigns at once or whether one of them is his hallucination. And yeah, I think the final shot we get is it's like a month, like 3 weeks later, a month later, and we cut to like kind of Eric being like, I don't know whether like you're actually pushing him or something, but he's chatting to you, Notos. Like as they go through Hangar 12, we see it being repaired, and he goes, I want to show you this. Very excited, new project, but yeah. And like everywhere you go, there's like people working on stuff, and they're all wearing like uniforms now, which have like just like a kind of like, I think it's a heart logo, and then like there's a jagged line running through it, and one side is black and one side is red. And he's like kind of indicating things like, oh, that's going to be like, we're working on fitting out a full-on like retrofitting unit for small spacecraft. Da, 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 da. He's like going on about all these cool projects that are happening. But this is what I want to show you, and we get to like the end where the your mum was being stored. It's like, and there's just like 4 sheets over like a bunch of like large like 10-foot tall shapes, and he goes, "Can you guess what it is, Notos?"
What is it?
Show him! And they like pull off all these sheets, and you see like I think it's 4 like mech suits, each doing like the kind of the it's like
The
yeah, they're doing, so they're all on one knee with like one fist down,
Ooh, baby.
and like they've all been painted. So I think one of them, it looks like they've all been painted like red, and like a red and black color scheme. I think like there's I don't know, the names were like all reference. So I think there's like the Ava Cohen Pride, and it's kind of got like bird wings on it. There's the cowboy, the your mum, and then I think one's just called the microwave, and they're all like tooled up and they look very fancy. It's like, Henry sent them today. Future's bright, man. Future's bright. And if this was Star Wars, this would be the one the cuts in. And that is the finale of Wildcards Season 1.
Huzzah! Well
Thank
played.
you for coming on the ride, people.
Round of applause.
Oh, did we hit a Patreon just as we finished?
I don't think so. But we were talking about fisting, and so I was like, Patreon fist bump.
Fair enough.
If you guys haven't checked out our Patreon, then you should go
That
and
was-
do that. Because I'll give you a Patreon fist bump if you do.
Oh dear.
It's
Thank
quite
you
an
all for coming
experience.
in chat. It's been a pleasure to have you all. I
Yes.
hope you enjoyed the slightly chaotic Season 1 of Wildcards, what with me being ill through a lot of it, and
Yeah,
innumerable technical difficulties.
as always.
Uh,
We struggled
Stream
through.
if there's no technical
we made it work. Yeah, it's true. We made it work, and that's the important
did.
part.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Didn't
I am going to whip up a big thread where you can ask me a whole bunch of questions, because I like doing my little... I have time to do my big Reddit Q&As, so
Yeah.
I'm going to make one. And Will, why don't you
Memes.
run
Don't
through
forget the
shoutouts?
memes. Yes, first of all, don't forget the memes. But if you haven't followed already, hit that follow button. Join us in our adventures. So this week is finale week. All the shows are ending. So tomorrow is Out of the Abyss, D&D 5th edition. I am running Out of the Abyss. We're going to see what happens at the end of Demon Lords and Drow and all sorts of silly nonsense. And then day after is the Beast of Umber finale. Again, D&D 5th edition. That's all coming to an end. Next week is all of our new shows starting. So we've got Mondays are going to be Solace Season 2. Grog is coming back in that, so if you want more Grog, then Monday's the night for you. Tuesdays are going to be the Broken Kingdom campaign Season 2. Finbar's playing in that with me. A bunch of other great
Lightning
players.
communism!
Lightning communism is happening. Wednesday...
That's all I'm saying on it.
Wednesday's going to be Call of Cthulhu, which you guys helped me write on Sunday, which is super cool and creepy and weird. The day after that, on Thursday, is going to be The Woes of Nairwood. So that's the next series in the West Marches campaign. So Yeah, it's all happening. And of course, Saturday, if you haven't already heard the news, is our 24-hour D&D stream. It's the sixth one that we've done, well, that we're going to have done, starting at 7 a.m. EST, midday GMT. But it'll be running all through the day, so don't feel like you have to wake up for the start, because there will be 24 hours of it going on throughout Saturday and Sunday. So be sure to catch that if you haven't already. Check out our Patreon, do support us on Patreon. Helps us do more shows, more cool things. There's the Reddit post in chat for you there for asking Finbar any questions about
Yes.
Wildcards or about his life, or about the decisions he's made and the mistakes.
Oh, mostly mistakes. I mean, I'm here.
Yep. Shots.
But yes.
Bye bye bye.
Dear. But yes. If you'd like to know anything about that game, that campaign, everything we've just done, what might be coming next, although no spoilers, but I can give some hints and some ideas that I've got floating around. Please do hit me up there. I like chatting
Literally
about
hit
role-playing
him
games.
up. Do hit him up.
Like,
Physically
come to
hit him,
London,
please.
punch me in the face.
Punch him in the face.
I
He'll
mean,
be happy then.
yeah, like if you go between about 9 and 9:15, if you can find me on my commute, I'm not going to tell you where that is. Actually, Clapham Junction, around about 9:15. If you punch me, I might be able to get off work, so go for that.
He's up
dear.
for a fight, ladies and gentlemen. He's up
It's less
for
a fight. Just knock me out, and then I just will wake up, like, then proceed to move me like out the way of a train. You know, be polite.
Right, yeah.
And then I get off work. It's great.
Simple plan.
I know, right? But yes, thank you all for
What a
coming.
wonderful series.
Joseph,
Thank you, Finbar, for-
do you have any closing thoughts, remarks, places that people should go find you on the internet?
No, I have
emotions
zero
that you
internet
wanna share.
presence. I'm like a weird parasite that lives off Finbar. So I guess be a while till next to you guys until Finbar next GM something, because that is my sole role. I get dragged into things by Finbar.
It's true enough. It's true enough.
But it's been a pleasure and a fun stream.
I mean, dragged into is you watched several hours of Mage the Ascension character creation today, and now want to chip in to maybe
No,
buy
I
the
watched
rulebook.
an hour and read about it because reading's far less effort. Because I am a
Finbar.
history student.
It's true.
Hi.
Finbar, you do things on the internet.
I do a lot of things on the internet, so you can find my stream at twitch.tv/mathandtv, as it says below my name here. I have been playing a lot of XCOM recently. The glorious Rainbow Squad has been riding into battle and getting brutally murdered, and we sadly lost Glitter Sparks, the Butcher, Mech Slayer. I was actually emotionally destroyed when I lost her. She was so cool. She killed a mech, like a giant mech with a sword. But yeah, I play games there. I also occasionally talk about role-playing games. And yeah, I also am around here a lot. I will be back here Thursday to be on Beasts of Umber season finale. I will be here Saturday to run a game of Star Wars Age of Rebellion, and later on to play some Dungeons and Dragons, and then here every Tuesday to play more Dungeons and Dragons. And all I'm going to say about that is lightning communism. Hashtag lightning communism. Finally, you can follow me on Twitter at FinbarDS.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So be sure to check that out. Hang on, the spruce is coming to life, guys. Whoa, what?
What is this?
Whoa. Oh, you want a kiss? Okay. Mwah.
Honk!
There we go.
Honk!
Perfect season finale ending. That's the real ending everyone wanted to see. The happy
Yeah.
ending.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. The final scene is just Adam Spandler, like, Gideon Wolf has long been repaired. We see Adam Spandler on a chair, dusty and forgotten, and like just flaps into shot is a spoose. Just walks over, pecks him. Honk! Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and thank you to Finbar for running this wonderful campaign over 10 or so sessions. I think we had with
10 sessions, I
10
think.
sessions, yeah.
There was also
Perfect
some,
number.
yeah.
Perfect number.
Nice and round.
It's man on animal flaps. Hashtag Norfolk. But yes, we're back tomorrow night, 4 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. GMT, with Out of the Abyss, myself, Cord, Mitch, and Gareth, finishing off Out of the Abyss and each other. So,
Wow!
if you want that, then you can also follow us on Live Jasmine. But until next time, everybody, try not... In fact, I'll let Finbar. I'll let you do this one, seeing as it's your season finale.
Alrighty. I believe the tradition is try not to roll too many nat ones while I'm not there. Try not to get a GM who consistently rolls 19s against you, because they're dicks.
Yeah,
But
they're horrible people.
do try to be as good at role-playing games as I am. Until the next time we meet, this is your